off to the race. Hello there, welcome back. This is Strive's Talking Points. I've made a couple of Captain Marvel videos. Really, no one watches them, but this whole thing going on right now is driving me nuts. So I just want to make a video, just a rant to myself and kind of get it out there. This is a screen rant. This is from a couple days ago. Why Captain Marvel's review embargo is lifting so late. Captain Marvel's review embargo is lifting later than usual for Marvel Studios' project, but there's a good reason why. Okay, starring Brie Larson, blah, 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 blah. Talking about the other people. Set in 1995, Captain Marvel will predicate the events of 2008's Iron Man. Okay, Captain Marvel is supposed to be a big piece of the Endgame puzzle, and it's set before all of the movies. Except for, of course, Captain America, it's set before Iron Man, all the rest of them. So it's 23 years before the current set of movies. Okay. Lifting review embargoes early is taken as a sign the studios are confident about the quality of their newest release. Conversely, having an embargo lift days or even hours before a film opens to the public is taken as a move to mitigate disaster. Okay. This has become apparent most recent years, with Thor's Ragnarok lifting 2 weeks in advance. Black Panther got an 18-day lead. Captain America Civil Wars were 3 weeks out. Seeing that Captain Marvel's reviews aren't dropping until March 5th, Tuesday, just over 48 hours before public can see the film, can be seen as a sign Marvel aren't totally confident in their latest film. Okay, so they're pulling the reviews out, not allowing reviews officially to hit until 3 days before the film. That's interesting. They've actually just done some previews here. Captain Marvel had this is her London preview. You can see they're doing fashion model stuff. Mostly it's just a bunch of PR where they don't tell you anything about anything. They just talk about clothing. Now this was super cute. I actually do kind of think this is really nice of them. You actually see the little Captain Marvel girl interviewing the people. Oh, that's just all sweet and nice and great. And look how happy everybody is. It's wonderful. Great. Look at it. Well, review bombing, a term made up by most mainstream media outlets have called it review bombing when it wasn't. There was a thing going around where you could go to Rotten Tomatoes site and you could actually just post a want to see or don't want to see, and you could have conversations in the section. And I used to go in there and do this for movies I was excited about. I've been using Rotten Tomatoes for several years, really like the site. However, now it's gone. At the time that this picture was taken, there were 46,000 user ratings, 27% of which wanted to see the movie. The rest of them didn't. These aren't reviews. These are just, you can click on it, go see what people are saying about the marketing, the people in the movie, such and so forth. A lot of people did that. It was a very nice thing to do. However, reviewing, Rotten Tomatoes has pulled this feature. Unfortunately, we have seen an uptick in non-constructive inputs, sometimes bordering on trolling. This is, if you actually go and do just review bombs, which is not what it was. These were not review bombs. There were so many mainstream outlets just nailing this thing. They even threw in Star Wars 9. Which I don't know that anyone's talking about, honestly, because other than like Mike Zero or someone like that who's dead into that story all the time, there's just nothing there. People were not excited to see it. If you went in and read the comments, you would have known that most people just don't like Brie Larson, don't like the marketing. That was all it was. Don't like Brie Larson, don't like the way they're marketing the movie. Stop doing it. Don't put agenda and politics into science fiction and fantasy. If you look up, there's roughly 20 other movies in the MCU right now, including Hulk, which isn't Hulk because they put it out after Iron Man, but they didn't like They didn't like the way it did, so they brought Iron Man back, or not Iron Man, they brought the Hulk back in Avengers as Mark Ruffalo. They took the rom-com guy and just dumped him into the action movie. And, he's done all right. I don't like Mark Ruffalo as a overall. I mean, I'm not a big rom-com fan guy anyway. And he's extremely political, but he doesn't use that marketing his movies. Same thing with Robert Downey Jr., with Chris, what's his name? I can't even think of his name right now. Captain America. They are very political in their private lives. However, when it comes to the movie, they sit down, focus, and just do the movie, do the marketing the way they're supposed to, because they don't want to alienate people. They really don't. I mean, you just don't go after people. However, Captain Marvel is campaigning to send young girls to see Captain Marvel for free. Raises nearly $61,000. Great. So in order to raise money to help underprivileged girls, they're going to send them to see a movie and set out to raise $20,000. Help girls of various backgrounds have an opportunity to see the film by providing tickets and renting out theaters. As of writing, the campaign has raised $60,000 in a month. There are GoFundMes on this. There are lots of stuff. It is. We tell stories. Also organized for a similar initiative with Black Panther last year, raising more than $1 million and financing free screenings of Oscar-winning film for Black Panther. Interesting. So you're kind of pushing up movie results with this now. I want to see here because I know there was some funding on Black Panther, how Black Panther spurred community and activism around the globe. Harlem Boys Club. So these are set up by not the movie. These are set up by Harlem Boys Club. These were set up by outside of the industry versus one set up directly by the person in the movie. Strange how that's different. And then you have the debacle at Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes drops want to see reviews after Captain Marvel's and Star Wars bombing. Now, going in to Rotten Tomatoes, these people have clearly never done it. You could read what people said. You could see why someone didn't want to see the movie. It was literally listed as want to see, and then you could put in your comments. There was no stars. There was no anything. It was just why I want to see it, why I don't want to see it. And there was a lot of stuff going on in there. As you can see, from the picture, there was 46,000 ratings before it was shut down. It was shut down, I believe, 2 days ago now. And, that's a comment I actually left. I wanted to kind of go over that. So, Captain Marvel, in the last few days, has shut this down. They are not wanting you to be able to voice an opinion before the movie comes out, unless it is positive spin. I don't know why this seems to be a big thing. If you can't discuss movies, I've always thought that's one of the main purposes of the internet, is to go in here and talk about the movies. Actress Brie Larson, who was paid $5 million for her role, set up GoFundMe. Why couldn't she take some of her paycheck, use it as a donation, and do that? Instead, she's had to set these up and then try and bring people to see her movie, which to me is very strange. And the whole idea of this big female point in the movie got me thinking. In all the Marvel movies that are out there, there's a few of them where the female is kind of the hero in the movies. Scarlet Witch kills Ultron, rips out his heart. Black Widow is very important in Iron Man 2. She is important in all of the Avengers movies. And something I kind of hit on here. This is my comment. This is Geeks Gamers, much larger channel than me. You'll see I have 6 subscribers. They have, 100,000. They have 12,000 views. I don't have 12,000 minutes worth of time viewed on mine. But here's basically my comment here. Marvel. This is directly related to the Captain Marvel thing. Marvel, we are introducing a new MCU character that will be extremely important to the series and backdated it before most of the other movies, 1995. So we can use her as to why the Avengers initiative started. The fan. You already said in Avengers it was Thor and his fight on Earth that started the initiative. Marvel. No, he didn't. Fan. Yeah, he did. I have the movie. Nick literally points at Thor. Marvel. Agree to disagree. Captain Marvel is the most powerful MCU character ever. The story will be very important to how Endgame is resolved. Fan. Didn't you say the movie takes place 20 plus years before the Infinity War movie? And if so, how could any of it be relevant? Marvel. Oh, trust us. Oh, it is. Trust us. We have finally decided to use a powerful woman in a movie, making the MCU more inclusive and diverse. Fan. I've been watching these 20-ish movies, and Black Widow and the Scarlet Witch are very important in the movies. In Iron Man 3, Pepper is the one who actually defeats the villain at the end of the movie, not Tony. Marvel. Well, in Captain Marvel, the main character is a woman. The first time it's ever been done in an action movie. Fan. Off the top of my head, I can think of 10 recent series led by women. And my son and I just finished The Hunger Games. Marvel. Those are not superhero movies. Fan. Wonder Woman, Catwoman, Underworld. Marvel. Those are not Marvel. Fan. Elektra or Jessica Jones. Marvel. Not in the MCU. So you're telling me you have a character in a movie being used to set the stage for a direct sequel to a movie I just watched that's set 20 years before the movie I just watched, and it's super important I see this in between movie that is set before every other movie because reasons? Yes, and it's a powerful female lead and a must-see before the next movie. Fan. How? Why? Marvel. We put in a post-credit scene related to Endgame. Fan. I hate you. Sorry. That's my emoting, but literally that's what we're getting right now. Getting this lady in a movie unrelated to everything else, and they're tying it to the next movie that everyone's excited to see, and all they're doing is saying, don't criticize the movie. Don't talk about the movie. I don't see any reason to use Rotten Tomatoes anymore. Why? That was one of my favorite things, is going in there, click want to see, throw your chat in, see what other people said. It was fun, and now it's gone. So thank you, Marvel, for completely breaking down how the system works. Don't criticize Disney movies. That will get you on the direct. That'll get you on the bad person list. Don't criticize Star Wars, even though after Solo's flop, I have no excitement in me to see Episode 9, none whatsoever. Lando's probably my favorite person in the last two movies. He's so entertaining, owns the screen when he's there, and I don't care. They've killed Han, they've killed Luke, Leia's actually dead. The sequel trilogy is meaningless, and unfortunately I'm worried that Marvel is now getting on this train and they're going to throw a wrench into their own movies. Yeah. So go see Captain Marvel. It's set before the other movies and is a direct sequel but not involved in any way to any of the movies. But it's really important that you go see it because Endgame and reasons. The only reason I can think of is probably the 15-second piece after the credits. But hey, I could be wrong. However, I'm not going to see this movie until after Metacritic drops. I'll probably wait a couple of weeks to get a good gauge on how this movie is because I'm just really not excited at all anymore. I was kind of when it started, but over time, It's gone. Thank you. Hope you have a great day.